I want to believe that he meant what he said and that he is committed to doing better. Now, is it true that he squandered all of his money, making the poor Bianca sunken place sensory walk around with her titties out everywhere, spending money on whatever they're doing?
I was about to bring her up again. That was very disturbing.
Ooh,
that whole entire episode.
First of all, and I'm going to say this about Bianca and also Senator Cory Booker's wife. Shout out to you.
I wasn't sure we were going that direction. Go ahead.
Why do you want to be the K-Mart version of somebody?
Pure and unadulterated. Every week we got you waiting. Candiace and Michael.
Ciao. Hello. It's
Candiace.
Hello.
It's Michael. How are you, Candiace?
Welcome to Undomesticated. I'm tired. I feel like that is my greeting every day. I'm tired.
You are working.
I literally just got home. Shout out to everybody who is braving Grandmother Fern, Mother Nature Fern, who is out here tearing up the eastern seaboard with all of her weathering. I was in Atlanta for Ultimate Girls Trip. I can say that because it's all over the internet.
Yes.
And some other things. And I was coming back today and got stuck at the airport with Jet all day.
Oh, no.
So
the real test.
I don't look like what I've been through. That's what I'll say. I hope my wig is on straight. That's what I'll say.
Oh, no. It looks straight to me. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, he was with you at the airport. I can't imagine you can say much, but how was Atlanta?
Atlanta was great.
Okay.
So I had signed my little contract to do the Ultimate Girls Trip Atlanta party. And for those of you who don't know, we're celebrating 20 years of Housewives. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's a big deal. And the Ultimate Girls Trip franchise gathered up all of the OGs from each city. And they're going on a quote unquote road trip. And they stopped in all the major cities and they're having a party in every city. So the stop in Atlanta, the party was a play on NeNe Leakes' alter ego party photo shoot that she did like circa season 2 or 3 of Atlanta, for those of you who are OG Atlanta fans. And surprise, surprise, NeNe herself popped up. And I won't spoil it because it's so good. But it was really a historic moment to be present.
It looked like it.
It was so, I could have cried. It was just such a moment. And just to see her and to hear her speak. And she received her flowers in a way that is long overdue. And it was just a gift and a great pleasure to be present. And to just revel in the idea that I, little old me, am etched in this 2 decades of history and nonsense that is Housewives, beautiful nonsense that is Housewives. It was a historic moment for sure. And you all, it's going to be talked about forever, this episode. It's going to be such a good episode. I kid you not.
Okay, misunderstood. You looked great. I love the shot of you and NeNe holding hands.
Oh my God, right? I
Really?
didn't even know that picture was being taken. She sent me that today and I was like, oh my God. I didn't even know that we weren't mic'd. That was after. So, unless she tells people what I said, nobody will know. And I prefer it that way. But I told her what she needed to know, what she needed to hear.
Oh, that's good. She needs to know.
And it was a good moment. Yeah.
And there was another photo that shocked many of us on the internet. Wouldn't imagine seeing you pose, or at least in the
Oh,
same row with certain people. Like, woof,
you
chill,
know what?
chilly in hell tonight.
It was hell is very cold. You know, it's blame it on Fern. Okay,
Oh,
Fern is
did love to
freezing
see
hell.
you next to Portia. We'll see at the Traitors reunion how that goes.
For
Also with
sure.
Stacey, I'm a Stacey fan. We love Stacey.
As
That
am
was
I.
nice to see.
It was so nice to be with Stacey because we've known of one another, but we have never really talked. So this was our first time really talking. And she is a hoot.
Yeah.
Stacey for president. I love that thing. That thing is a fool. She is so funny. We kikied. We tore it up in the room. And I hope you'll see how we were cutting up. But she's a great housewife. I enjoyed her.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. Also, you're tired because of the Arby's commercial, which is so cute.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
That
Shout out to
commercial is so cute.
Arby's. The Arby's meat and 3. Go get you one. I shot that while I was in Atlanta. That is
Oh,
it was a very, very busy week. Because Arby's is headquartered in Atlanta, which I did not know. And it
me
just worked.
either.
That's how you know what's for you was for you. Because it just worked out that I was already going to be in Atlanta for Ultimate Girls Trip. And then this opportunity with Arby's came up. And they were like, oh, well, if she's going to be in Atlanta, we are HQ'd there. We can shoot it. They flew in like a whole production team, an amazing team of people. They fed us good. We was eating good. It was a good time. And we shot it, over that week. Or it was just that day. It was one day. And they turned it around quickly, and it was a lot of fun. So
Very,
I'm
very
happy that the
quickly.
response is good. Yeah.
I thought only Zeus did work that fast. That was nice. And the
Oh,
lines were funny. Very cute. Very, very cute.
thank you. Thank you. So what you been up to? What's going on?
A scratching and surviving. I'm
Scratching.
scratching. The weekend was heavy. It's going America burning down. Come on, a little cloud. But overall, I'm remembering to find joy in things like Stacey. Made me laugh over the weekend. So thank you.
Yes.
Because otherwise that episode, but I'll leave it alone.
Well, while we're talking about
Mhm.
episodes of Potomac, once again, I'm not watching the season. I will be tuning in.
Oh,
Is it
yes.
this
Next
coming week
Sunday, I
on
believe, yes.
Sunday for the Karen Huger of it all? I cannot wait. I will be watching that. I will actually be turning on my TV.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do it at 8:00 when it comes on. But if I watch it, I will be watching. I'll be tuning in. That's gonna be TV, and I've heard
Yeah.
good things about it. And yeah, I'm excited to just see her be able to speak and give her side of things, and just give you a perspective on where she is and what she's been through.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm rooting for Kern. And she looked great actually walking out of the Moco detention center. That was a cute
Yeah,
fit. I was like, come
yeah,
on, braids. And I
yeah.
was like,
Correct. Come on, braids. Come on, scarf. Yes.
yes, I'm rooting for Karen, and her presence is missed on Bravo from some of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just get into the mess with your show. Now, normally I just want to focus on. Well, I want to just start with the game. Did you throw grapes at Rob? And he deserved it.
Okay, can we discuss this? Because the way that Al Gore's internet is going berserk over me, like people are literally calling me like she's violent, she's crazed.
Oh wait, it gave that? That's what they were saying?
I reposted a thread on Twitter, X, Twitter, whatever. And I was like, are you guys okay? If y'all want to go find that thread, just type in, are you guys okay? Type in my name in that. The thread will come up. People are like, I was like, what is wrong? And they're serious. I'm thinking like, are we joking? Is this jokey? Is this parody? No, people are like, she's just so violent. This is just awful. I can't believe that she would throw something. And I don't even remember what it was. It was, so in the kitchen, there were all these snacks and they were like marshmallows. There were Skittles. Shout out to Mark Vallis, who thought I was trying to poison him with the Skittles and I wasn't. There were dates. There were, I want to say like Milk Duds. There were all kinds of just snacks in there. And I want to say it was a date because when I threw it, it made like a nice thud. So I think that was probably a date. But yes, I threw it. I threw a date at RHOP and I would throw it again. And
Susan
I would
Fire
tell him
at
to
him,
his
and they
face.
said she's so violent.
I kid you not. I want everybody to go read that thread and just, lay hands on the people in the thread because they need it.
Now that
Yes.
it's not nearly the same, but that reminds me of when Will smacked Chris Rock. I forgot who said it, but somebody famous and white was like, he could have killed him. Just like
we go sit down.
I thought that was playful.
It was
because he was being a bad traitor. I didn't realize like they
Yes.
made you that's some implicit bias, but I guess we'll get
a
to
little
that
bit
in
because
another
did you
portion of the
did you
segment.
see Lisa Rinna came out and said out of her own mouth that after the roundtable, she spanked RHOP. Like I think she took like a fly swatter or something. She said she found something and she like spanked him. And then she put Natalie and whoever voted for her, she told them to go get in the corner. And I don't remember this, but it may have happened off camera. I don't know if it happened on camera or not. But yeah, she was also inciting violence, torrents of violence. And where is the uproar? Where is the uproar? So this whole show is an interesting social experiment, was what I learned.
I had no idea. I can guess what color that. Yeah, she's so violent. That threw me off. I literally did not know that. That's so. I'm not surprised, but that is.
I'm gonna send you the thread. Yeah, it's crazy.
Thread that is.
But yes, I threw a date. I believe it was a date at RHOP. It was. I mean, I was pissed at him, but like, if you look at my face, I'm like smirking because we also have to remember we are like operating under like the guise of like intense secrecy. Like we are not supposed to be together, but it's funny because if you're watching, you see people like almost coming to be where we are and then they turn around. They were like giving us time. The TV gods were like giving us time to convene because we needed to decide who we were going to murder in plain sight. And this was the only time we would have had to have that discussion, that conversation. So we're trying to like whisper and I'm trying to like look busy. Because if you're just sitting there talking and somebody does walk in, you look suspicious. But if I'm just in the kitchen and I'm like, oh, let me go into the refrigerator and get me some juice or go get me, a salmon pot. They had these little salmon pots that we could snack on throughout the day. Or let me be digging in the candy or something. Like I was trying to look busy. So as I'm like digging in the candy, I had to let Rob know that you did wrong. So here's a date.
Yeah, because that's not how the game is supposed to work.
Thank you. And then do not forget we took an oath. Like we swore no traitor on traitor violence. Okay? So you broke the pact, Rob. So you're gonna get pelted with a date.
This is heightening the growing chorus of people who assume you're gonna be cussing him out soon, but we will see.
We will see.
Now who I wouldn't throw anything at, but if it had hit Colton, I wouldn't have been mad. Okay. He's just really
Colton.
obnoxious to watch. I have nothing else to say but that. Very obnoxious to watch. Did not love how he talked to Lisa Rinna. But what's actually been happening more so since this episode, which I really enjoyed, is a lot of the outcry online. So now, what was the statement? And I'm assuming it's about Colton. Because I did watch Lisa Rinna's story review. It was actually quite entertaining. She did call him stalker, but I noticed she walked that back. So
she did. Yeah. I'm sure she got a call.
Yeah, she said her and Colton are actually great, and it was all just gameplay. Now, the Traitors account put out a statement basically saying, I forgot it verbatim, but I got it as leave Colton alone, even though they didn't explicitly list him. I'm assuming he's getting inundated with a lot of hate, whatever. Okay, I don't like death threats and people taking things so seriously on the internet and
nobody deserves that.
Log off, throw your phone out, whatever. However, I do find it interesting when Preston Mitchum had criticism for him, and it was really just a joke. He posted it on his
very
story,
light.
which then makes him a target from all the same type of content from people. So there's that. Again, leave him alone, but he is obnoxious. And frankly, when he got on Threads, he was sort of not trolling, but just kind of egging it on.
He was trolling.
So, so
a little bit.
But again, they didn't name
deleted
culture,
all Traitors content from his
really?
socials. Yes.
Oh,
this is the what the streets are saying, that he deleted everything. Yeah.
You don't want the smoke.
Yeah. And that just further confirms that, for the audience, I think it further confirms that, this was about Colton. Now, I don't know if I am just jaded because I've been beaten to a pulp within an inch of my life on reality TV for, just breathing and being who I am. And ain't nobody ever write no statement for me. And that's okay, because you sign up to be a part of the discourse when you sign up. Again, nobody deserves death threats. That is absolutely abhorrent and should never happen. And it's also weird because at the end of the day, sir, ma'am, you're watching television, and it's like, it's that thing, those parasocial, you think you know people, and you become engrossed in an unhealthy way with people that you're watching on television, to the point that it drives you to ask them to unalive themselves. That's crazy to me. So I'm not excusing that behavior, but also, Colton knows his tenure in the public eye. He was there. Okay.
Yeah.
He knows how he was going to be perceived. And so it just, for me, it begs the question, like, did you forget? Like,
I think it gives he forgot.
It gives he forgot. I've been there. I can speak from experience, and I can honestly say I've been in his shoes to say, buck up, buttercup. Like, we can get through this together. But even if you got to go it alone, you gotta have tougher skin and use it to your advantage. There's so many ways he could have turned this around and like used it to make an extra coin or do a little extra press, or there's you make the platform work for you. And you knew, because I didn't even know how controversial Colton was. I knew nothing about the stalking and the jumping over the fence. I knew none of that stuff. But he did, and you still, brought your tail on the TV, knowing that, and knowing that you were going to be the way that you were. It's just like, why now is it, oh, woe is me? So I'm interested to get to the reunion and see how much of this will make air, like because a lot of this is like, this is not gameplay. This is off camera stuff. And the other thing I will say, and we can move on, is I actually just resent that this is taking over the airwaves, because previous seasons, for the most part, as far as I could tell, the show was about the game. And that's what I liked about doing this show, is that it's about the game. It's not about, your wig or what your mama said, or if your husband was sleeping with the maid, or like, it's not about that. It's literally about the game. and it's good, clean fun within the confines of the game. This is a distraction. And I hate that we're even having to have these conversations and that there are having to be statements put out and all this internal conversation about it, because it's a distraction from the game and from the legacy of season 4. Because I stand by the fact that our cast is the best cast thus far. And this is definitely a distraction from how great we are as a cast. So get it together.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the show. I guess a little bit mix of gameplay conversation and outside is what's going on with Ron. Well, you've been leading the charge for a while to get rid of him on the show,
And he
and
knows. He
is
we had a
gone.
mutual respect because he
Yes,
understood.
he did peep that. I noticed that on the show. Well, Ron has since been banished, and he has been making the rounds. And well, it definitely made my feed, and I saw that he did another podcast. But he mentioned his interactions with Dorinda. Like, I do recall myself on the show saying I didn't love the way we only saw him basically bark back at Dorinda.
Yeah.
And it
wasn't a
seemed
good look.
one-sided. Well, Ron has been, again, doing interviews, and he said that we did not see everything, and that Dorinda asked a lot of questions that had nothing to do with the show. It complicated.
Well, she said that. She said on camera, I've asked you about your life, about your family, about your this. I've tried to get to know you. She said that she was trying to get to know him.
Yes. And his response to that was the reason why he told her, my family's none of your fucking business, is that he claimed conscious bias on Dorinda's part and alleged that she made truly terrible and deeply personal comments to him that were edited out, making his reaction seem unprovoked. He's also confirmed via story, well, the internet told me I was autistic and was right. You win this round, still not gay yet.
That was funny.
That was funny.
I cackled.
But he does not like Dorinda.
This is clear.
Implicit conscious bias is a very specific turn of phrase. And while I have enjoyed Dorinda on Real Housewives of New York, I'm paraphrasing him, but he kind of described her as mighty white. And on one level, I do understand, even if it's just this is a TV show and a game, but in a setting where you're at work and someone is asking you personal questions and coming across a certain way. Well, actually, what can you say about Ron's feel? I mean, you obviously have a good relationship with Dorinda. Were there things that we didn't see that explained his frustrations, or was he just? How do you see it?
Well, I won't negate his experience because I wasn't with Ron all the time. I personally don't recall being present for any like inappropriate interaction with them outside of the round table when he said, I don't give a fuck about any of my family. When he said that, I don't recall Dorinda like saying anything else like outlandish. And that doesn't, not to say that she couldn't have, because I mean, Dorinda is a talker, and you can just sit with Dorinda and just let her riff for an hour, and you don't have to say a whole lot, beyond.
Yes,
Yeah,
that went to that radio job.
And
Ron
that's great for her.
He mentioned, I guess some of her criticism about like how he slept or how he ate, something to that effect. He was saying I didn't get to. It was the podcast viewer discretion. It just came out, so I didn't get to listen to all of it. But I did see a clip, and
that he was sleeping, like he would be sleeping a lot.
That's what it was. My bad.
Yeah, like when we were, because there was a lot of downtime. And in the downtime, and I think Tiffany mentioned this in one of her recent interviews, Tiffany Mitchell, you really don't see how a lot of us became close because a lot of our interactions happen off camera. But we're sitting for long stretches of time with nothing to do. We can't talk about the game. We're not allowed to talk about the game off camera because they want everything to happen on camera. And so you're forced to just either not talk or talk about your life and your family and your stuff. Like I learned so much about Kristen and her book and her life and how incredible her life has been. I learned a lot about Michael Rappaport. I learned a lot about Lisa. I learned a lot about Rob Roush. Like Tiffany. I learned a lot about a lot of people. Johnny, Tara. You're talking incessantly in the downtime. And Ron would be like off in the corner. And now I'm remembering this conversation. Where, and I want to say this happened at the round table at one point, where somebody mentioned, maybe it was Dorinda, that we're all talking and he would be in the corner asleep. And that's true. He would be. It didn't bother me. It's like, oh, he wants to be chilling. Cool. I think Dorinda just has maybe a different idea of how to socialize than some others. Because when you're in a group of a lot of people, some people are going to be chatty. Some people are going to be to themselves. That's your prerogative. And Ron being in the corner asleep did not bother me.
Right.
That was his choice. If he didn't want to talk, okay. Now, does that further contribute to me thinking you're a traitor? Sure. Because I was a traitor and I thought Ron was a traitor. That's how psychological it was for me. Ron had me being like, oh, Ron has got this thing on lock. But Dorinda, I think Dorinda's problem here is that perhaps her privilege is coming forth in a way that she feels like everyone should want to talk to her. And if she is extending herself as a friend and extending a friend olive branch, that the person on the other end of that branch should just automatically reciprocate. And that's not the case. Like you're not entitled to everyone's friendship.
Ron said I'm at work.
And that's how some people are. Even in the housewife space, there were people on my former cast that they were not interested in, having after scene off camera rapport. Like there was always like a core group of us that we would shoot an all cast event. And then after, oh, let's go get drinks, or let's stay here and have drinks, or let's go to the next spot and then go home. And then or we'd be on a cast trip. And it's like, okay, we're done filming. We're in this house. Cameras are down. Let's go get in the hot tub. And then others would be like, I'm going to bed. And it's like, okay, we're not going to make you stay up. That's what you want to do. Cool. And I think you have to respect that, especially in these larger groups where everybody is different. And I just think Dorinda had a different expectation of Ron, and Ron was not, he wasn't here for it.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing how that conversation goes at the reunion. More racial matters.
It
into
doesn't.
sports. Shout out to Naomi Osaka, who had to leave the tournament. But before that, following her second round win against Serena, I'm gonna mess that up. Serena.
I don't remember last name. Clash. Yeah.
She accused Naomi of poor sportsmanship for loudly shouting, "Come on." After the match, the two shared that cold exchange where Solara told her, "You've been playing for many years and you have no idea what fair play is." And then tennis legend Martina Navratilova. I forgot. She's Martilova. She's Julie's wife on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh, yes.
She said you cannot be talking out loud between serves, and then some of the ways.
Is that a rule?
I feel like this is another situation of some cultural differences where they're getting on her for being herself.
For being colorful.
For being colorful. And if you watch Real Housewives of Miami, Martina sometimes doesn't know how to deal with colorful, and didn't love her comments about trans people either, but I'll leave that alone. So I just think she's a little rude. Also about surrogacy. Yeah, she says some wild stuff on the line, so she's no better. But
Okay.
within I will say Naomi did walk back her comments in the press room. She said, the first things I said on court were disrespectful. I don't like to disrespect people. It's not what I do. So she eventually apologized. But I don't know. I don't watch enough tennis. Sometimes
Yeah.
if Serena and Venus on or if somebody playing in the background, I'll take a
Mm-hmm.
peek. So I don't know. But it felt racial like it does whenever
Yeah.
Serena and Venus are being
Do
accused of the
anything
same
when they
thing, or
breathe.
Coco when she was
Mm-hmm.
playing. So it
Mm-hmm.
just gave that. And it seems
Mm-hmm.
like Naomi was being very in earnest, just trying to move beyond the controversy, and then
Mm-hmm.
was injured and has to leave. So I feel bad for her. So we just want to shout out to her. But also, white people leave her alone.
Yeah, chill out. Are people coming for her?
They were. I guess now that she's apologized, maybe they'll leave it be. But
Relax.
I don't love the idea of her opponent doing the most over that. It's like it didn't seem like a big deal. Then tennis
Mm-hmm.
legends jumping in, Martina
Mm-hmm.
adding
Mm-hmm.
to the fire to where she feels compelled to like apologize. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take it was a big deal. Even her initial response, I noticed how it was described in mainstream press as very spicy. I didn't think it was that spicy. She just seemed like she legitimately was like, if you had a problem
Irritated.
with it, you could have just mentioned it earlier, but I
Right.
wasn't. I
Yeah.
don't know. She
So
seems so not timid, but like just very
yeah.
polite. I don't think she meant any harm. It
No,
didn't
I
seem to
don't.
need all of this.
She was in the game. I mean, you don't get to this level of any sport without having some fervor in your breastbone. Okay, you got to have a little something, a little in your sternum, a little burn in your sternum. So, okay, cool. That's what it is. I don't watch a lot of tennis. Shout out to Nye, my manager. He is like a tennis fiend. He listens to the podcast. Hey, Nye.
Hey,
He
no.
loves tennis, and he be telling me all kinds of stuff about his. Serena is his favorite player, but he knows all about tennis. And my apologies to the tennis community that I don't know the ins and outs, but that post game interview where she was like clearly perturbed and clearly like over it, that her response as she's talking, that's being broadcast to the whole stadium. And the way that she was emoting, to me, felt like the way she should have been talking, like as she's walking to the locker room, or like when she's, home talking to her mama or her loved ones. It just didn't feel like the conversation that she should have been having post game on the PA system for everybody to hear, because there's no way that it was going to be taken any other way than, oh, she's being spicy, she's being attitudinal. And it's unfair that Black women have to censor themselves in that way, but the facts are we do. And when I saw that, it just made me go, "Ugh, this is not going to go over well for her," because she looks annoyed, and any emotion that we have, okay, even down to playfully throwing a date at a white man, is going to be misinterpreted and misconstrued as something more than what it is. And I would have just put on my media training hat and said to her, I know you're irritated by this, but maybe this is not the forum to express it. Because it's just going to be, the fire is stoked, and it's just going to, make it bigger, and it's going to reverberate in a way that you have, Martina, face, thinking that she is owed an opinion or owed the opportunity to give her opinion. So that was my thought on it. I wish, I understand her frustration, but in knowing the platform that you are on and the way that them people are going to respond to us, I would have just wanted her to save that for a different forum. like
Yeah,
the kitchen
I guess
table.
what I do know about tennis, the little bit I know about tennis is that European tennis players, particularly Eastern European tennis players, I'm not sure where she's from, but they tend to really take losses to black tennis stars very poorly.
I have
and,
heard this.
and whining to the refs in real time.
Yes.
But shout out to Naomi.
Shout out to Naomi. You won, girl. At the end of the day is gonna end, and you gonna go home with the prize because she won. So why all this other stuff is moot because she won, and oh girl is salty because she won. Those are the facts.
All right, are you ready for the mess?
I'm excited about this.
Hip hop David Koresh. That's what I call him. That's if you remember. Kanye West. He's like, I guess we're supposed to call him Yee, but I'll never do that. Now,
You don't call him Yay? Yee?
Yay. It is Yay. My bad. No, I just
Yeah.
yeah. I won't say what I normally call him. All
Oh,
right. So
God.
on Monday, he took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal, claiming that his bipolar disorder caused his erratic behavior and turned to anti-Semitism. He started the letter, which is very long, but I will say long and thoughtful, might be giving it a lot, but it is thorough. Mentioning that his well-documented 2002 car accident broke my jaw and caused injury to the right frontal lobe of my brain. Saying that the anterior neurological damage went unnoticed until 2023. That medical oversight caused serious damage to my mental health and led to my bipolar type 1 diagnosis. He claimed the disorder made him feel as though seeking help was not necessary, thinking he was powerful and unstoppable. And he turned to a lot of Reddit forums and finding people like him, which kind of seems to further enabled him. He added that I lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. I said and did things I deeply regret. Some of the people I love the most, I treated the worst. You endured fear, confusion, humiliation, and the exhaustion of trying to love someone who was at times unrecognizable. Looking back, I became detached from my true self. I'm pretty sure that's just straight to Kim K. Now in the open letter, I regret and am deeply mortified by my actions in that state and am committed to accountability, treatment, and meaningful change. It does not excuse what I did, though. I am not a Nazi or an anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. And then he turned his attention to little old us, the Black community,
Hey, shout out to
which
us.
held me down through all the highs and lows and the darkest of times. He said the Black community is the foundation of who I am, and apologized for letting us down. He said, I love us. Now, I do think the Wall Street Journal is a choice. We'll just put that.
I was going to say that.
With that. I got the sense that he might be back on his medication just from the little clip I saw him maybe November. It seemed to, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but he seemed a little less erratic than he had been. I did go through the entire letter. Again, it reads as sincere. Whoever helped him write it, put real thought into it.
Yes.
I always want to believe people can be better. Having said that, I do think the damage is done. Yeah, I don't know. I don't say irreparable harm. I mean, who knows in this climate what can happen? But for me, I'm more. Obviously, we knew he was struggling with some mental illness issues. He said as much over the years. We knew he wasn't taking his medication. We understand that can inform a lot of his behavior. At the same time, that doesn't excuse everything that he's done. I don't think he's claiming that, but just that's something I struggle with because while I would love to see him go back to him, he said the thing is, even when he was, I want to choose my language wisely, but when he first started his career and we had no real signs of his issues, as much as I liked him and loved his art, loved his music, there were still signs there of a specific strain of Black conservatism that if you really paid attention to him, like, how much do you actually love us? And there's a reason why he idolized certain types of women that plays into that. The Hitler obsession has been with him apparently a lot longer than we thought. And while I want him, I'm glad he's medicated, he's taking care of himself. I hope he can rebuild his relationship with his children and family as best he can, because based on what I watched from the Kardashians, he seemed pretty distant and not that accessible, causing Kim a whole lot of stress. But I also don't want to lose sight of the fact that there are some lawsuits pending, particularly about his treatment of women in the workplace. And so, again, I know some of this might be informed by episodes and his mental state, but
Mhm.
when he was apparently at Adidas, it was reported he showed porn, just porn, the most overt, wild porn in meetings. No, he's been on some wild shit. There's been a lot of accusations about him in the last couple years in these suits that
Okay.
makes me think of his overt support of Diddy Puff
Mhm.
a year ago, very vocal. So I
Mhm.
do want to give him the benefit of the doubt in that I'm glad he's medicated and he can do better. It's gonna take a long time for me to believe he's changed or is really that committed, and this is not just about him.
Trying to get back in the graces of the
Yes,
fandom.
because it's rough out here in Trump's America, and he had all that money and squandered it, and Kim's not probably
Yeah.
cutting any checks, and she's like, "Leave
Nope.
me alone with that. Just go see the kids."
Mhm.
So I want to believe, but again, the lawsuits about women, I want to know more about that and how that's handled, which I doubt he'll address as it's a legal matter. But yeah, how do you feel? The face.
Well, I don't think I was privy to the porn. That's
Yo, it came out when Adidas was like, "We got to get out of here with him." That's when the stuff started to leak.
okay. Honestly, my immediate thought was I want to forgive him because
The
I
Tiana Taylor and you.
I just old Kanye conjures up some great memories.
Yes.
And I've always said, even in the midst of his, most deplorable manic episodes, because he's those are manic episodes, be clear, when he was running for president and all that stuff. I I always said, oh, I don't acknowledge this Kanye, but I will always laud old Kanye and miss old Kanye. I had to put him down when he put the swastika on the t-shirt. I had to that was when I had to step away. But when I also read the letter, and I also felt the sincerity of the letter, and I felt and Kanye is a master orator. He's a master of words. I am more inclined to believe he wrote it himself, and maybe he just had the PR come in and
I can
dust
see
over
that.
it.
I
But
definitely think
it
there was a
felt
lot of him in there.
yes, it did to me. It felt like, okay, this is really coming from him. His mind is brilliant. And a lot of brilliant minded people are, on the spectrum or dealing with some cognitive dissonance, some issues that can tend to plague them. I 1000%, like I said, I 1000% believe, and I say this from a place of not experiencing it firsthand, but from seeing it happen to people I love. I believe that he was living in an extended manic episode. I think that all of that stuff that was happening was as a result of a chemical imbalance in his brain. It does not excuse the things that he has said and done, especially as it relates to the just the disgusting what's the word? Just the you I can't excuse you discriminating against Jewish people. Like that I can't let go of that. But I think it's all tied to him just being out of his mind, literally out of his mind. And I want to believe that he meant what he said and that he is committed to doing better. Now, is it true that he squandered all of his money, making the poor Bianca sunken place sensory walk around with her titties out everywhere, spending money on whatever they're doing?
I was about to bring her up again. That was very disturbing.
Ooh,
that whole entire episode.
First of all, and I'm going to say this about Bianca and also Senator Cory Booker's wife. Shout out to you.
I wasn't sure we were going that direction. Go ahead.
Why do you want to be the K-Mart version of somebody? And I say this, my sister dated a guy for a long time, and then they broke up, and the guy wanted to be with her, but Crystal was like, "No, I'm out here. I'm a PYT. I'm about to be out here partying." And he went and got a girl that looked just like my sister, literally like spitting image of my sister. And I refer to her as K-Mart Crystal. I hope she doesn't watch the podcast. You're a child.
And if you do, K-Mart,
hey girl,
thank you. R.I.P. K-Mart in general.
Yes. So, why would you want to be a K-Mart version? Like that, to me, I could just never date someone who I know dated someone who is literally like a carbon copy of me. That is weird. Bianca, stand up.
I don't know why the women would want to do that, but with him, I also always found that odd because outside of maybe two of the girlfriends, I would say the non-Black ones, respectfully, it got to a point where he wanted a doll. Like a sex doll.
A blow-up doll. Yes.
Like, again, I'm trying not to be like over here like, oh, he's strict. Like I can forgive, but I still need a little bit more clarity. Well, I don't need it personally, but I want to see what actually changes. His broke is still richer than me and most people. So that's just probably like low multimillionaire for him. But whatever it is, I think the thing with Kanye was that surrounding something Mama Odie, I usually call that for Ayanla, sorry, but she said recently how people will let you die, like they let DMX die, they let all these artists die, and Michael Jackson, Prince, they'll just let you abuse yourself. I think in the same way, Kanye was an example of what happens when someone that wealthy who can't be told no has manic episodes and mania. There really are no constraints for someone like that. So I want to say, like, sometimes it might take that given the way we treat mental health in this country. But again, the women stuff, I need to know a little bit more about that because that was some weird shit. And the way he spoke about his daughter, the fact that he had his daughter around the sex traffickers, those Tate brothers, and again, like you say, you're not an anti-Semite and you regret the music, but even recently, it was like a group of those, like all those incels that love Hitler, but like Hitler would hate all of them, like Nick Fuentes and the dark ones. I don't know which they are, but they're not white. And they were in Miami recently playing like that Hail Hitler song. And I'm just thinking, a bunch of non-white people that Hitler would throw in.
Literally eviscerate.
Yes, like you to like right on fire. Like are blasting a song from a nigga talking about Hail Hitler. I was like, what is in Miami? It's just strange. So there's a lot of mess Kanye has to clean up. I'm curious to see what comes to him, but the sex stuff still freaks me out. The doll, the daughter, but again, whatever. I get because Tiana Taylor was like, I don't want to let him go, which is actually admirable because he didn't do right by her music.
Oh yeah.
No, 7 deserved to be bigger. That was a great album. I'm like, what are you doing, Kanye?
Yeah. Well, she's
she's
fine.
For you
is for you.
She's fine. Exactly.
God don't miss. True. I'm living for her moment right now. Living.
Yeah. All right, though. I'm trying to lean on your side. I'm gonna just, we're gonna give him some grace.
Give him a
forgiveness beat. Is
Yes.
But a lot of
What
atonement.
would Jesus
And when
do?
you make all your money back, put a lot of that money into the people you claim to love so much.
Into mental health, into Black mental health.
Yes.
That's what I want to see.
Literally put money in Black people's pockets. All right.
Yes.
So fun race war coverage from games. Is it time for Nobody Asked Me But?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going first. Nobody asked me, but shout out to Chad Hugo, because him suing Pharrell in the lawsuit he mentions, essentially he was the main behind it and Pharrell was the mouthpiece. I don't like I was a huge Neptunes fan. I still am. And I have a space for Pharrell. At the same time, Pharrell, what's up with that Khalees stuff in her credits? And then Chad having to even sue Pharrell a couple years ago because he claimed something about the trademark. And then now he's saying he's not getting the royalties. And respectfully, Pharrell has created hits without Chad, but nothing sounds like the original Neptune sounds, and nothing sounds like a production when Chad is in the room. And Pharrell, all that post-racial nonsense you were talking about, like, because Pharrell irritates me sometimes because he got to be that rich Black person that thinks after a certain point nothing impacts you.
Yes.
You were all like, leave the police alone until somebody shot your cousin. Then more recently, you're talking about, it was something stupid and it sounded like Republican nonsense, even though he doesn't think in those terms. And then something about like he doesn't want to get into politics anymore because they're both sides. I remember you in 2016 saying you didn't think a woman could be president, paraphrasing by Hillary Clinton. Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah. So I think Pharrell is incredibly talented, but there also seems to be some disconnect between the person that like everybody fell in love with that built this fortune. And you don't have to go by me who doesn't know him. You go by Chad who's suing him. So I just want to say shout out to Chad, because I know what the shit sound like when you involve and you get your money. And Pharrell, you do right by these people. And give Khalees some of her credits and publishing something.
Give her publishing. Like, Khalees is a widow. Okay, she's out here trying to make her way, figure out her life.
Looking great on the farm.
Yes, right.
Cook down.
She's living her life with her hair. Okay, my Nobody Asked Me But is literally what we just talked about. Nobody asked me, but Kanye, I need you to come back to the front. I need you, and this is how you're going to show and prove. I need you to do what Tyra Banks is doing right now. Tyra has been, in the press and in the blogs and at everybody's kitchen table for years, being dragged by her edges for the way that she treated those girls on America's Next Top Model. The girls have even been coming out talking. Tyra has never spoken about it. She is finally doing this documentary that I literally cannot wait to watch, because Top Model was my youth. Like, I remember being a freshman at Howard University in Truth Hall, Penthouse. Shout out to the Penthouse. We had this little tiny TV that we sat on top of the wardrobe. We would all rush home. This was back when you had to watch TV when TV was on, and rush home and to sit on our beds with our wings over Washington to watch America's Next Top Model. And it was like the TV that was being made then, like, you could not get out the front door doing the shit, the type of shit that Tyra was doing. And I'm just so happy to see her finally speaking her piece and hopefully giving herself some peace, but also giving us some rest so we don't have to wonder and squint at her. Kanye, that's what you need to do. Because the people are not truly going to forgive you until we get some insight into who, what, when, where, why, and how much. Like, this article was a great. The door is no longer closed. Okay, the door is cracked, but now, like, we need to see a continuation of your splaining. You have lots of splaining to do. So take a page out of Auntie Tyra's book and get your documentary spirit together.
I can't wait to talk to you on the show about that documentary. Also,
I'm so ready.
You got me thinking, Kanye, also do a solid and go help Nicki Minaj.
I was going to say that too, because if we're going to forgive Kanye and we're not misogynists, we will have to extend the same courtesies to Onika.
With
and
an
I would be
apology.
willing.
Yeah.
My ears are open if and when she's ready. Because like, I think I said this about her too. She's in an extended manic episode. I truly believe she's not in her right mind. And when she comes to, and it could be several years as it was with Kanye, I will be here.
Yeah. And you bet. Well, I'll be waiting for you to atone directly for lying on your dead mama, because
directly.
I had to throw her away. With this, like, that was my swastika. I was like, she gotta go. Candiace, you are killing it.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to tell me what to get from Arby's, because I've never been.
Oh, you need to get the peach cobbler bites. Them things.
Okay. I like a peach cobbler moment.
Oh, we're from the South.
Yes.
We are peach cobbler girls. Yes. The peach cobbler bites. And of course the fries. Arby's fries are that girl as well. So
okay, I'm going to get into that when I get back to Texas. Shout out to everybody that has been watching the podcast on YouTube. We appreciate your comments, especially for our interview with Kiana Stewart last week. Y'all have been riling,
letting us
and
know.
We appreciate. Now, but if you don't have time in your busy day to sit down and watch the video version of the podcast, we do invite you to please get on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast and listen to us there in the meantime. And don't forget to like. Follow on the platform, subscribe on YouTube. We are around and we appreciate the love for the show. We are growing, Candiace.
We're in a snowstorm, guys. If y'all are sitting in the house and you need something to do, you can do this. Get on Apple Podcasts and get into the things. Okay.
And well, next week will be Black History Month. So hopefully we'll have some good Black news. The black people need it.
We're going to curate good Black news because it is, you have to put effort. What I'm finding in life is that if you want good news, you have to curate your own good news. So we will be doing our part to bring you all good Black ass news on Undomesticated. So in the meantime, guys, thanks for listening. As always, may your life be soft. May your boundaries be strong. And may your group chat stay private. See you next time on Undomesticated. Bye.
I'm impressed you were even able to breathe near Giselle and Ashley. Good for you.
Yeah, it really was fine. Undomesticated is presented by Odyssey and Agenda Management and Production. Our executive producers are Brandon Sharp from Agenda Management and Production and Corinne Gilliard-Fisher. Our executive producer from Odyssey is Leah Reese-Dennis. Miguel Contreras is our senior producer. Michael Arsenault and Candiace Dillard-Bassett are our producers. Sound design, video production, and engineering by Miguel Contreras. Booking by Jillian McEwen. Original music by Candiace Dillard-Bassett, Nairi Davidson, and Donald Hazel Sales. Special thanks to Nairi Davidson, Maura Curran, Josefina Francis, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Kate Hutchinson Rose, Lauren Lombardi, David Gannon, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
It's a lot of names.